Okay, I trust that everyone is back. Thumbs
We
up.
hear, we hear.
Okay, good. So the recordings has started. So I've just got one more section that I want to complete, and I think we can call it a day from there. It's been long. It's a lot of information, and we will pick up on Thursday. All right. So the next thing that we are looking at, so we looked at novice going into being a master's level researcher, and the reason why I used my example was because at a master's level we assume that we are in the middle and that we know, but like I said, previous to there being the honors level in the middle, which bridged the gap between the BTech and the MTech, um, I did not have that opportunity of having a research background. So I came into a master's level being um, completely lost, complete novice, and yeah, grown since then. So I think I got a bit more experience by the time I got to, well, not even experience, I think I got a bit more knowledgeable, improved on my literacy skills, improved on my research capabilities by the time I came to doing my PhD. Um, and now, obviously, being an author, publishing several um, articles in either conferences, journals, books, book chapters, etc. So it's a long journey. But like I said, you don't always start a novice at your diploma honors level. But some people with that background and the old qualification structure, we started at master's level. However, literature shows that at this stage, you should be in the middle, or what I call the middle child, where you have multiple positions as a master's level researcher. Did you know also at a master's level, you can impart knowledge where you can be a master um, co-supervise at a master's level so long as you have somebody that's with a PhD or at a professor level supervising, main supervisor, right? Guiding you. So, yeah, so it's not just you as a researcher at master's level, but you can also co-supervise at that level other students, either honors level or equivalent. So, we're looking at the master's level. At this level, being the middle, in the middle of honors and PhD, you should have more experiential learning. Like I said, we go into industry and we gain experience on industry practices, because a lot of the problems that we want to investigate comes from in the industry sector, whether it's manufacturing sector, whether it's service sector, public, private sector. It's all part of experiential learning. I touched on entering in as a new linguistic, disciplinary, or sociocultural space. You're in a new space, right? Even at this middle level, it's still a bit new to you because there's new processes, new research methods, new research styles that you are learning as well. Because as we mentioned from the beginning, it's ever evolving. Okay. And then with linguistics, you have to look at the language barrier, much like the example that we gave with Emmanuel coming from an African university to a South African university, not only bridging the gap between the languages, but also having to look at the style in which he learned and the style in which we were taught or supervised here in South Africa. All right. Also, various disciplines. That we move across from. A lot of us, our work, like mine, is interdisciplinary, not just multidisciplinary. And I cut across fields in that quality engineering fits under chemical and civil and industrial and so on. So um, I publish within those fields as well with my quality background. So it's interdisciplinary. So also going into different disciplines, it's how we adapt to their research styles and so on. I actually came from a management background. I was not originally in the engineering field. I came from a management background, so I was in operations management, right? So quality was actually housed in operations management, and it branches off into various disciplines. So I've got a very broad qualification. It's a rare qualification, but it's also a broad spectrum. It used to be quality management, and now we move more to cater into the engineering field. All right. And we got a specific module that's for that, which is the quality engineering. So it was difficult also navigating into chemical engineering, civil, industrial, but all incorporated quality in some aspects. So my research focus moved to various disciplines, right? So because it moved to various disciplines, you have to adapt to these disciplines and how you approach your research, because chemical engineering is more of experiments, conducting experiments and so on. And I was more of theory-based, exploratory research um, in my field. So it had to change my style as well as how I wrote, from an exploratory research to experimental research. Completely different styles of doing research, even though I was in the middle at that time. And then obviously moving from the middle, going up into the PhD level, which is where you are expected to have more expertise, be more knowledgeable about your research area and your discipline. So, talking about just the master's level, we said, but more experience, have more experiential learning, going into industry, resolving or trying to solve or find solutions to problems that exist in industry. Also, the new space that you are in, new linguistics you have to look at, new disciplines that you have to look at, also new cultures. And we looked at the first case, which was of Emmanuel, and how Emmanuel had to adapt to the new cultures that were out there. All right. Um, so at this level, when you are, those of you that are supervising your master's students, right? Do you think students coming from the honors level into the masters are at the middle? Do they have sufficient information or sufficient background and supervision obtained from their honors level to come into a master's? What are your experiences? Did they have sufficient knowledge, expertise to come into a master's? Lindiwe?
Hi again, everyone. So I think for me, in our department, I'm in medical imaging and radiation sciences. So our qualification used to be, we used to start with a diploma and then BTech, which was also considered as an honors because with the BTech you were able to advance and register for your masters. But
Master's,
now the
yes.
students do, the 4-year course.
Yes.
So they get, the honors in, it's like a honors, an equivalent of honors. It's be read their qualification. There's a lot of difference. For me, as I said at the beginning when I provided my input, I did not have any idea. I did not understand research. I don't want to lie. I'm not even sure how I made it in that module, but I passed it and very well, but with no clear understanding. Masters, that's when I started to get my footing. But now it's different with the groups that are qualifying now, because research is really a little bit more intense than what it was when we did when we did it in BTech. So when they come in to register for their masters, they are much better to work with, especially if they are students that were registered in the institution, because we know exactly that they already have. But for those that have BTech now, they come in and we have to do a bridging course with them.
Yes.
Before we used to take them in, but now they have to do a bridging course because we used to struggle to get them to even get the concept right. That concept paper, which we call a one-pager, it used to be a struggle and delayed them a lot. So, but now it's much better that we have that scaffolding from the bridging course to the now masters. Yeah, so that's the
Yes.
input that I had. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I agree with that. And we also do that now because we have what is this from the diploma? We have the B Tech, then we have the M Tech. It's phased out. So you had to bridge that gap with the fourth year or fifth year, which was the honors program, right? And our similar structure as well. I wish I had had that when I was studying, where we bridge that with, and now you bridge it with even a few modules just to get into the masters, right? Giving you entry, but you have to have research-based modules to get into them. One of them is that research methodology module, which has become like a requirement now. So, yeah, giving them those skills, bridging that gap, giving them those modules that they need to have to get into the masters. Okay, giving them skills that they need to get into the masters. If we had had it, then it would have been much easier. Because, like I said, with me, fresh out of my B Tech, went straight into the M Tech, and it was difficult to navigate research, having no background whatsoever. You're right. The graduates that we have now, the students that we have now, much easier for them to navigate because of these bridging courses that we've introduced. And yeah, it has made it so we're doing what is called, and we even do academic writing. We do a course on academic writing, and we bring in the academic writing center. We do the like you said, the research methodology short course for them. It's 6 Saturdays. A lot of things to bridge them to get them to have the skills in order to write. So not everyone has that ability. Not everyone has. Also, you got to look at capacity, you got to look at resources, because this is all additional stuff that you have to do to equip the student or learner to get into a master's program. And even though we say it's at the middle, bridging the gap between honors and PhD, you still, some of them are still at the novice stage, even though they are at a master's level. Anyone else wants to give any more input? We almost done. I don't want to touch on the PhD. I want to start the PhD on Thursday. At master's level, how do you feel your students? I sometimes also feel that I have to take the students back. We didn't have all, if we didn't have all these bridging courses, these students won't be equipped at all. You have to do those additional classes to give them. We even do additional classes on how to do data collection, how to analyze, the tools they need to use to analyze. So at every step of the way, they are given all these courses and workshops that they need to have in order to have these skills to get through that master's. By PhD, they're a bit more learned and more experienced. No one else? Everyone tired? Too much of information? All right. So we're going to end it there for today. All right. And I will put up the dates and stuff for your assignments, not activities. Activities, like I said, I'm doing them in class with you, so that we can draw on each other's experiences and learn from it. Assignment one, I've been through it with you. What is required of you? I'll just put up a date on which it is due. Um, all the other assignments as well. There's 5 assignments, each weighing 20 marks. And do you have any questions, any comments before we close for today? Bondo?
Thank you, Prof. You said how many assignments are being administered for this module?
One per unit. So there's 5 units, so it's one per unit. It's five.
It's 5, and the task are not contributing towards the final mark.
No.
Thank you. If you may, do we have a presentation for this module? Because in other modules we had presentation
Yes.
and a summative assessment.
Yes. You have a formal assessment, which is the written submission of a report. a work plan. I will take you through that closer to the time. That's for your final assessment. And part of the final assessment, so it's in two parts. One is the written and the other is the oral presentation that you will do.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
No problem.
Sorry, Prof. For the
Sorry, before I get to you, Lindiwe has had a hand up, and then I'll
Yeah,
go
thanks,
to
Prof.
you,
Thanks,
Nemia.
Prof. So I just wanted to understand. Sorry to make you feel like you're repeating yourself. So it means we have 6 assignments. So it's the assignments per unit and the big one, which is the work plan, and the which is integrated with the presentation.
So total assessments, yes. So you got the
6.
oral. So you've got 5 assignments, right? Then you've got the final assessment, which is the report, and then you also have the oral. So the final assessment is broken into 2 parts, the report and the oral presentation.
Okay.
Your assignments are very minor, so they're not very large assignments. You can even finish it in like 2 days, maybe shorter. If you spend a day on it, you're done. Name Mia. I'm saying
yes,
that right.
so for the submission dates, are you going to have different submission dates for the different assignments, or you have one final submission date?
For all 5 assignments, no. I must just speak to the coordinators and just check because for you to submit everything one time, it's a lot for me to mark as well. So I think as we finish each section, we do the assignments.
We are used to submitting all at once, all of them at
Yeah.
once at the end of
No,
the.
I do understand you, but different lecturers do things differently. So I'll just find out from the coordinator. It just makes marking a lot more because I have to mark all 5 at the same time. If you understand what I'm saying. But I
And
will
then
find out
are you
with the,
going to be providing feedback? Because at times we don't get feedback for some of these assignments.
sorry, say that again.
I'm saying, are you going to give us the feedback for the assignments? Some of these assignments we have not been getting any feedback.
You will get feedback on the assignments. That is why you rather do it in sections. But if you do it all at once, how am I going to give you all feedback for all 5 assignments at the same time? But I'll put up a notice on how it will be broken down. Also makes it easier so that you don't overload yourself with submitting all 5 assignments one time.
Understood.
All right, thank you. Anything else? So I hope the session has been informative and it shed some light on what you can do as a student, not as a student, as a supervisor for your students, and how it's always a learning curve and how we can always improve as supervisors and researchers ourselves, because some of us are currently studying as well. Devashri?
No, thanks so much. I think this was a lovely session. We learned a lot, and this is why I kind of enjoy doing this course, because there's some things that are blind spots for us, and this course actually brings it to the fore. So thank you so much for that.
You're most welcome.
If I understand correctly, or maybe I should say, can you do a breakdown for us for the assessments, and
I
stick
will.
it on Moodle? Because if the way I understand it, the formative assessments are the 5 assignments, and the weighting is 40% towards our final
Total
mark.
of all, yes.
Yes, and then the
60%.
60%, which you'll break down further for us and tell us how that is. It's just that it gives us a sense of where to put the energy into things, not compromising on quality, of course. But otherwise I would, like, for example, put too much of effort into my 5 formative assignments, and be burnt out by the last one. So it just gives us a sense of how we kind of work with things. But thanks so much.
Not a problem. I just want you guys to look at the screen. I'm going to show you. I'm glad I could make it as simple as possible because we try to make it as relatable and understanding as possible. That is why I draw a lot on my own experiences, because I learn from those experiences. Okay, so you've got your 5 assignments, right? And each one is 20 marks, but total weighting. So if you got 80 out of 100 out of all those assignments, then it's 40% of that 80, right? Which contributes to your final mark. Hope that makes sense. Then you have the summative assessment task, which is your final assessment once we've completed all the units, which is broken down into 2 parts, right? The oral presentation and the portfolio. So you do an oral presentation based on that portfolio or report, which I'm going to take you through to show you how to do that. So we will go through it in stages, okay? So 60% comes from this 2-part final assessment, which is oral presentation and a written portfolio. Everyone with me? So as we go along, I'll unpack it even more. All right. I'm just not sure about all 5 assignments being submitted one time. That kind of seems like too much, even for you to submit just everything one time. But if you submit it in stages, so it's as you learn, you do the assignment. As you learn, you do the assignment. So each unit that you learn, it's fresh in your mind. And I feel like if you do the assignment, then you better prepared because you've just finished that unit, you know? But that's my understanding. If you still want it the other way, the way your other lecturers have done it, then I'll just check with the coordinator. All right, so can you see on screen? Go to your page 103 and 104 in your content guide, and it gives you the breakdown, but I will go through this step by step on what is required of you for your final. This is for the final assessment. So the assignments are formative and the final one is the summative. All right. All understood? Thumbs up, thumbs down. All right. Thank you guys. And we will meet again on Thursday at 5 o'clock and we will continue.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Bye.
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 Bye.